Do you struggle to survive around the toughest circuits? Are you fed up of making poor mistakes that end your races? Well, here at Apex Sage Coaching, we will help you reach your full driving potential. Whether it be a road course or an oval, we have a coach that will improve your ability. Over time, we will iron out those mistakes and make you become the driver you wish to be. And soon, you'll be making last lap passes for the win. For more information, reach out to us on Twitter at Apex Sage Coach.
Hello and welcome to another fantastic week of Formula One racing here on SLR. We pride ourselves on delivering top on-track action such as overtakes.
Oh, Danny on the inside, sorry, Danny on the inside.
And of course, where would we be without some crashes and drama?
Pace around this track.
Oh, and spinning is Canopis. That's his Microlander at the inside. No, Danny.
And lots more. What started out as a fun idea quickly developed and grew into one of the most influential and recognizable online F1 leagues across the F1 platform. Every new season saw more and more big names join the roster, all battling harder and harder to claim the coveted SLR title. This season will be like no other before it. The strongest lineup we have ever seen. Old champions rejoining to battle the new top dogs of SLR. All of the tiers in SLR are fielding their respective strongest to date, with much to fight for and achieve. But if you have come to witness Titans battle Titans, well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Tier 1.
Good evening everybody and welcome back to the VOR IndyCar Euro Series. We're here from Watkins, Glen. It is round 7 of the season, the penultimate round. It could be the day the championship is decided between Oscar Fredrickson and Madge Houston. More on that in just a second, but first of all, welcome to Watkins, Glen, and second, welcome to my co-commentator for tonight, Bart Feuerstein.
Yes, thank you for having me, Julian. Thank you.
No problem. So Bart is going to join me tonight. It's a little bit of a festive weekend. Of course, Halloween is going on this weekend. So why not have some fun along the way? We've got Watkins Glen here, which is the 6th road course of the season and the final one as well. After this week's race, we have the Auto Club Speedway, the final race of the season. So the second oval of 2, which is coming up to decide the championship maybe if Oscar doesn't win it tonight. But we do have a few new people in the field here tonight, which we will be covering very quickly here. So Doriano Ricciuti, I think is the Italian way to pronounce his name. I'm not going to even bother because I can't speak Italian. But Doriano is currently leading in qualifying with a 127.3, half a second clear of Oscar Fredrickson, which is great. Oscar has been the dominant force on the road courses this season, but joining Doriano in the rookie class for tonight at least is Dan Piazza. I've known, I've heard a few things about Dan, that he is a very quick driver as well, so look for him to be towards the front. And we've got Benny Feige of Vege as well in the field, who is currently sitting in P7. We've got Kevin Stam, who is another Dutchman, so for us his name will be easy to pronounce. Currently sitting P8. And that concludes all the new people in the series for tonight's race. Of course, we've got sign-ups open for next week's race as well, but really, we're gearing towards Season 4 already. So if you want to get signed up, the Discord link is in the description. But yeah. Drivers currently finishing up their qualifying laps. And Bart, we've been racing together for quite a while. We haven't really raced together on the road courses, but overall, what do you think the drivers will have to watch out for tonight?
Well, first of all, turn 1 is always difficult, of course, especially here. And the boots is also a hard part. Just be careful on the throttle. Yeah, whatever. Tricky corners, slow corners, fast corners. A lot can happen, I think, tonight.
For sure, and the bus stop, sorry, the inner loop is what it's called officially, but I just think in my head it's the bus stop for some reason. It's very difficult to nail the line right there. It's a very fast sequence of corners, so that is something that the drivers will have to get right, especially in qualifying, but also during the race. Haven't really gotten to the track map yet, so we'll bring that up in just a second as the drivers appear to have finished already, as we have about 5 minutes left in the session. So let's quickly go over all the other stuff. We had some technical issues earlier once again, which is all thanks to SDK, but overall the software is great. So let's quickly cover the driver standings in the series right now. Well, actually, that's not, because I've got the wrong graphic up, so we'll cover that later. Apologies, people. But looking at the track map here, we've got 15 corners. If you do that times 28, which is the race distance, you've got 420, and why not? So the New York 420 at Watkins Glen, people. So it's a 3.4 mile road course, which is 5.4 kilometers. Permanent road course as well, 28 laps, 150 kilometers is the race distance, 45 miles per hour is the speed limit, which is 72 kilometers per hour. The fuel window for tonight will be 16 to 18 laps. It won't be quite as crucial in this race to save fuel, but later on tonight in the main series it will be a very important factor. So if you want to see more virtual racing action, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the Captain Esports Network, as the main series, all the good guys from the Velocity Online Racing IndyCar series powered by Apex Age Coaching will be racing at Watkins Glen tonight as well for 50 laps. But for the push to pass, we've got 10 pushes, which gives you a horsepower boost for about 20 seconds at most. Of course, if you let off the throttle, that one will be going away. So it's going to be crucial to manage the push to pass as well. Then looking at the remainder of the schedule, we've got California up next week. Then looking at Season 4, we start off where we left off, where we will be leaving off in a week's time at Autoclub Speedway. Then we go to Circuit of the Americas and Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, which was host to one of the better races this season, let's say. Then we've got a week off. In fact, we've got almost 3 weeks off until we return to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway after the Christmas and New Year's breaks for the road course and the oval. Then we've got the Hungaroring, which is a new addition to the sim, as well as the Red Bull Ring, and new additions to the schedule, as well as the Streets of Long Beach, which will be hosting the season finale and also a round in the VOR IndyCar main series. The schedule for that is to be announced soon, so that's the schedule. And that about covers everything.
A cool schedule.
It is, right?
really difficult. Lots of different circuits. Yeah, it's a nice one.
And of course that's what the IndyCar series in real life is all about, all the different styles of tracks. And in the meantime, I've managed to get the driver standings up correctly. So here you can see Oscar Fredrickson leads by 57 currently over Matt Houston. 67, sorry. So he can win the championship. Basically, if he finishes in 15th place, I think that is. But really he just needs to outscore Matt, so that is pretty much secured already for Oscar. But still, we've gotta keep it hyped up, you know. So Matt Houston chasing Oscar down in the championship standings. We've got Seb Kinder in the 3rd position, 91 back. Then running off the top 5 in the Drivers' Championship are Thomas Geisler and Sven Merckx. Thanks to Thomas Geisler, by the way, he sent me a VR headset over the mail to try out. So yeah, thanks to Thomas for that. But looking at the team's championship standings, Team Racefirst leads by 42 over VOR. So look for Racefirst to make some small extensions here tonight. We've got SLR Gamineers in the 3rd position, 115 back, and then 3 back from SLR are Platinum Racing Team Blue, and then we've got the final few teams, Team Watson Racing, Risitas Grand Prix, and Platinum Racing Team Red, all there in the mix as well. So that's the standings, and it appears that qualifying has pretty much completed.
Only Dan is still on track.
Ah, yeah, there is somebody on track. Yeah, good spot.
He's doing his last lap now, I think.
Yes, that's his last lap. So he goes up to P2, just under a tenth behind his teammates. They're both Italians.
Fast Italians.
Yes, exactly, fast Italians. And they're currently on top of the scoring pylon, so currently Oscar seems to be getting a little bit of a difficult time here tonight, which is great. Oscar is known to have dominated in the Euro Series so far this season, if you exclude Spa, of course, where he got taken out on turn 1, lap 1. But Patrick Silvassi and Benny Feech are right there in P4 and P5, and they are in the same tenth of a second in terms of lap time, so top 5 very close. And the checkered flag is out for qualifying right now, so we are going to transition into the race. And it is time to bring up the starting grid for tonight. There you go. And pay attention to the top header. I actually changed the race name this time. So the New York 420 at Watkins Glen. Dariana Ricciuti on the pole position. Just under a tenth ahead of his teammate for Old Dogs Racing. Oscar Fredriksson for Velocity Online Racing in the third position, half a second back. Then we've got Patrick Zofassi and Benny Feech. Then rounding off the third row in the field is Thomas Jensen for the Platinum Racing team, 6 tenths back. Then just about 7 tenths back is Sepp Kinder in P7. Then we've got Kevin Stam on the outside of that row. Then row 5, Dakota De Maid and Thomas Geiser, the 2 race first drivers in P9 and P10. And then we've got Alfie Morum, who is the final car to have set a lap time, 1.9 seconds back. And then Matt Houston, the final car that is going to take the green flag tonight, also for Team Race First, not setting a time in P12. So that is the starting grid, as the cars are finishing, gridding up towards the grid. That's where you grid up to, yes. Really smooth commentary tonight.
Sometimes the pits sometimes depend.
Oh yeah, that's true. At Michigan and Pocono they do that now, yeah. Got Lily in chat as well. Family member of Sepp Kinder. Good to see you again. It's been a few weeks since we've been racing, but glad to have you back as always. It's pretty much we're pretty much used to seeing you in chat now, so thanks for your loyal viewing of Velocity Online Racing. Yes, welcome back indeed. So yeah, cars rolling on the pace lap right now. It is a very long pace lap here at Watkins Glen. It's going to be about 2 or 3 minutes until we actually get going here. So let's bring up the keys to the race. There you go. So race distance, 28 laps, 150 kilometers, 15 turns, 420 turns in total tonight if you do that times 28, 15 turns, that's 420. And the race name is the New York 420 after all, so the fuel window for tonight will be 15 to 17 laps, which is gonna be interesting in the main series tonight, but not so much of a factor here tonight in the Euro series, so the pit strategy will be a pretty straightforward one-stop. The tires will be rolling off pretty quickly on this setup especially, but remember that the drivers do have to use both compounds. And the iRacing penalty is 14x is a black flag, which is a stop and hold penalty, I believe. And then we have a 20x limit on the DQ. So if you drive very aggressively and cause a lot of incidents, then you will be penalized for that appropriately. So that are the keys to the race. Jessica Saban in chat also got that she had to miss this one. Sad to not have you with us here, Jessica, but hopefully next week at Auto Club Speedway you will be there racing, well, what is it, 220 miles per hour, Bart?
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully indeed. So it will be a big pack race next week, which is very different to what these guys are used to in terms of oval racing. We've gone to Kentucky and Indy so far, recently at least, and those races weren't really pack races at all, so it's going to be something to get used to for the drivers.
Pack racing, you mean? Yeah, it's totally different, of course. It's so, yeah, what you say, it's so close, and I really like it. I really, really like it. The circuit as well. Auto Club is a really cool circuit. It's your favorite as well, right?
It's one of my favorites,
your favorites.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, of course it's fast. It's got good racing, multi-groove racing, and of course I'm also a very big fan of the short ovals, which Auto Club will become pretty soon, which is a real big shame, but Auto Club Speedway in terms of big ovals is one of my favorites. Of course Indy is up there as well, but that's obvious. And I also really like Michigan, just the big ovals, but yeah.
What's your money on for tonight? What do you think is going to win?
I think the top 2 drivers, Piazza and Ricciuti, are going to have the bigger chances here tonight. How about you?
Yeah, I hope Yeah, let's hope that that Matt can make it a battle out of P12 to the front, so that we have the title to start the next week instead of today. That would be cool.
That would be very cool indeed. So the pace car gonna pull into the pit. It's time to see what's gonna happen here tonight at Watkins Glen. Green flag is out. It's a very late start by the two old dog racing drivers, but we are underway as we go into turn 1 for the first time. Look for cars to battle for position here. It appears to be a clean start so far. As we bring up the overlays for the first time as well now. So going up the S's, and we have some side-by-side action further back. As we have one car on the push to pass already. That's Thomas Jensen trying to make a move on Seb Kinder on the outside into the inner loop now for the first time. And he is on the outside line and makes it work. Goes a little bit deep into the corner, but makes the corner still, as Oscar Fredriksson is also battling with Patrick Zilfassi for position, which is not what he needs to do. He needs to get forward and not battle with the guys behind too much, as Patrick is looking to get a move done. Very aggressive early on.
Really?
As we have an angry driver on the voice chat. Apologies about that, I didn't mute that yet, but Seb Kinder has gone around. And he has had an incident with Kevin Stam, I do believe, as he is further back. Oh yes, these two drivers definitely involved. But Matt Houston already making a move around his teammate for P9. And gets that position done. So he is up into P9.
I'm sorry, Sebastian, you were blinking, I couldn't see you, and then you were there. I'm not sure what to say.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate incident for Seb. He's limping home right now.
Yeah, we'll get up a replay from that in just a second. Apologies for the thumbnail, by the way. I quickly had to mute the voice chat there. But we are back here with live pictures as Piazza is defending from Benny Feech in P3. And he seems to have some really good pace right now, as he's right on the back of Piazza, who is on the reds. And it's interesting to see that Benny is on the primary tires. Actually, they're all on the primary tires. It looked red for a second to me. It might have been the red car, who knows. But Benny Feech on the outside into the inner loop. Turn 5, 6, 7 and 8. Ooh, that's close. But Benny Feech gets by. Beautiful move on the outside as Piazza is almost in the gearbox of Benny here.
Oscar is going to need to work for it. Nice.
Yeah, all these drivers have to work for it tonight. The setup is going to be very tricky to drive after a few laps, which is probably the main reason why all these guys are on the primary tires early on, as Piazza has a look up the inside here into the heel. Or into the boot, sorry. This is the heel, right? So Oscar just sitting back, enjoying the view in front of him.
Oh, nice overtake from Matt, by the way.
Yes, Matt Houston getting by Alfie Morum. So we'll bring up a few replays here very quickly. So looking at Kevin Stam first. As he's racing Thomas Geiser for position here. Brakes way too late, Kevin does. And he just takes Seb out. So Seb completely innocent on that one. That, yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Looking at the onboard here from Kevin. He's completely misjudging his braking point. Yep. And takes Seb out. So understandably Seb is frustrated. But looking at the move for position from Matt Houston on Dakota the Maid. Very easy move there on his teammates. Then looking at Matt Houston on Alfie Morum here. A little bit later on as well. On the push to pass down the inside. And a very easy move. Yes, Bart?
Well, Alfie just lost it.
Oh no.
Yeah. Towed back to the pits.
So that leaves us with 3 people already in the pits repairing damage, it appears. So we'll bring up a replay from Alfie in just a second, but quickly going over the running order right now. We got Ricciucci out in the lead, 1 second in front of Benny Feech, who is about half a second in front of Dan Piazza. That is your top 3 at the moment. Oscar Fredriksson, P4. He is on course to win the championship if he doesn't make a mistake here tonight. We've only got 12 people, which is quite a bit less than we were expecting actually today, which is a bit of a shame, but still decent field size anyway. We've got Patrick Zilfassi P5, Thomas Jensen P6, Thomas Geiser 7th, Matt Houston up to 8th. Very nice start from him indeed, up 4 positions from where he started. And he needs to do that, he needs to make up ground in order to stay in the championship fight. Got Dakota the Maid in P9, who is the last car running still and the last car on the lead lap 2. As Seb Kinder and Alfie Morum are now in P10 and 11, with Morum getting by Kevin Stunn in the pits, who is in P12. So let's see what happened to Alfie Morum. Oh, it's already happened here. Let's see if we can rewind that a little bit further, because we didn't really get a good angle at that. So going into turn 1 all the way here, goes in very wide. You want to extend the track as much as possible. iRacing allows you to do it, but he just did it way too much. He actually hit a bump there as well. I just saw the car bottom out for a second, and that led him to losing control in the 64 Gamebridge car.
It's a tricky corner, a tricky bump indeed, like you said.
Yeah, it's easy to catch a few drivers off guard. Look for that to be a bit of a let's say attention point in the main series tonight as well. As a that was Piazza really sliding his rear end around a lot, but keeps his car under control. But going back to turn 1 there, you can run that runoff area there. iRacing does allow you to do it as long as you don't clip the grass. That will become an off track.
Matt is going some places because he just passed Thomas as well.
Yes, getting by his teammate, good catch. Up to P7 now, and I'm sure that these teammates will be working together a little bit. Of course, they know that Matt is somewhat in the championship fight, so they want to help him as much as possible to at least make up some points, maybe, on Oscar.
It was an easy pass.
Yeah, we'll bring up a replay from that, because we were just looking at something else there. And it's the same, more or less, than on the Kota here. On the short straightaway into turn 11. 13, sorry. No, it was turn 11. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just 11 turns. Right, yeah.
So back live here. Let's go for the battle for P2, which appears to be the closest, or certainly the most interesting one going on at the moment, as Benny Feach is running a Aaron McLaren SP livery.
Beautiful livery.
Oh yeah, definitely. I really love that livery. I hope they keep it for next year in the IndyCar series, because it looks absolutely stunning.
I like Rosenquist, the blue and the orange. Oh, perfect.
I think that's a pretty decent looking one too, but I'm actually more of a fan of the black one, so I think Oscar's gonna be mad at me for that, because I don't support the Swede in the team, but
Aww.
nah, just kidding, of course. Quickly, one thing I wanted to mention, by the way, if you see something pop up on my screen, I'm using a screen or display capture, I should say. SDK has been messing up for me as a browser source, which wasn't working, so I'm using the display capture instead, which generally speaking shouldn't really make a huge difference for you guys, but if you see something pop up, please be aware of that being the case, and I will get rid of that as soon as possible, of course.
Both Sepp and Kevin have left the pits again, so they're up for a nice battle, I think. 3 laps behind now.
Yeah, these guys know each other, with Sepp being in front and Kevin being behind Sepp for just a second there on lap 1. So we're going to keep an eye on these two guys, for sure. But Benny Feast, though, really impressive start, up 3 positions from where he started. Not the biggest mover in the field, which is Matt Houston currently, but still really good performance. It's not easy to qualify P5 and then move up 3 spots in a field which is growing more competition-wise. Of course, we started out the season pretty competitively, but we've all had some new guys join in, and Ricciucci right now is setting the benchmark, leading the race by 1.5, and Oscar Fredriksson, who was the previous benchmark, is all the way down to P4 right now.
Yeah, hopefully they will stay for next season. It's getting a real intense battle.
Oh yeah, for sure. We've got some good tracks coming up for season 4 too, so of course that will be broadcasted once again by me. And maybe we can have Bart make some more guest appearances, or somebody else even, who knows? Piazza really using a lot of the track there in the inner loop. Clipping the grass for a little bit there, but you have to do that in order to not lose too much speed as he goes over the curb. That's not going to be great for the undertray of his car, but Matt clearly pushing right now to make up some ground. And he's the only driver in the field currently riding on the alternate tires. Everybody else around him, the entire field in fact, on the primary blacks. And remember that you have to use both compounds tonight. So if you don't, you get disqualified, and if you do, well, it won't be much of a strategy involved, but at least it's something that you can decide when to run which compound. So Bart, I do believe that you have a bit of a, well, what's the right word? An overview of the championship battle tonight. Can you give us some insight on that?
As it stands now, it's Oscar on P4 and Matt on P7. The championship hasn't been decided yet. 1 second. I have to look it up. Where is it?
That's
it's
fine.
here. It's here. Is it here? Yeah, it's. Oh wait, I believe with Oscar on P4 now and with Matt on P7, the championship will be decided today. Because, yeah, if it stays like this, Oscar will be the champion.
Well,
yeah.
Oscar just needs to stay where he is right now then, and Matt Houston needs to make up some ground to keep the championship fight alive. Of course, we all know pack racing at Auto Club Speedway can be quite chaotic, so if you can keep in the championship hunt, who knows what can happen there. Oscar might not even be able to show up and Matt can win the race and he wins the championship, so it's important for Matt to at least try to stay in that battle, because I've been talking about this with my main commentator on the VirtualRacing.network, Trevor Greenfield, who runs that channel. I'm a co-commentator there, and we've been mentioning the luck factor on ovals a lot, which is certainly there. Ovals, let's say, require some brain power instead of pure driving talent, whereas the road courses it's the other way around, I want to say. So if you can get bad luck on the ovals, it might not end up too well for you at the end of the championship there. So it's important to keep your car on the track, stay in the championship battle, and maybe take advantage of some misfortune for other drivers.
Oh, Patrick will really wide.
Let's actually go back to this battle for P2 right now. So Benny Feach is staying pretty nicely up there with Ricciucci, Doriano that is, out in the lead. The gap is 1.7 now. It's fluctuating between 1.5 and 1.8, 1.9 a little bit. But overall he is keeping relative pace to Ricciucci, which is great to see. The two rookies out in front right now. But Dan Piazza, Ricciucci's teammate, dropped one position from the start down in P3. Oscar Fredriksson right behind these two guys in P4. And then behind them is Patrick Silvassi as well. So this is really a 4-car group battling for P2 right now. As Patrick is still running his one-off livery from Indianapolis, so I guess it's a 3-off livery now because he ran it in 3 races. But it still looks great though, a purple pinkish entity data livery, which is very sharp looking indeed. It's very easy to recognize in a field of very colored cars. Mostly white and blue though, or even black. So quickly looking at the weather right now, it's 25 degrees outside, which is not too hot, but it's not cold either. So look for the tire wear to become pretty significant after a few laps. We've got 42-degree track temperature and 56% humidity, so the tires will be going off for sure. But one thing I was talking about with one of the drivers, Kevin Stam, before the race, who had an incident on that one unfortunately, I talked about the tires with him, and we were both basically saying that it's probably the better decision to start on the primary blacks, because you start in the afternoon sim time at about 3:50 p.m. in the sim, So the temperatures will be going down towards the end of the day. You can see it right there. It's just past 4 p.m. in the sim, and the track temperature will be going down by a few degrees towards the end of the race. So then you can run the alternate red tires and make the most use of that. As we have a battle for position, I believe, between the race first guys. As Matt Hewson on the reds, his tire is clearly falling off as Thomas Geisler is making some progress on his teammate. Goes a little bit wide there.
We have lost the drive, by the way.
Oh yes, that's
Thomas
right.
Jensen has crashed.
And we do not have an image from him.
Oh.
Let's see what happened to him. Going through turn 14, goes too wide, rejoins the track. And I'm not sure what happens to him here, so we'll stay with him for a second. As Matt Hewson is trying to defend from his teammate on push to pass there off your screens. But going into turn 1, I think he loses it here on the bump. No, he does not. Up the S's then.
No, he loses it between turn 8 and 9.
Oh yeah, there he is. He loses the backhand, slides into the wall. And clearly some suspension damage there. As Matt Hewson and Thomas Geisler right behind there in the shot coming up as well. And he pulls off the racetrack right there. Oh, yep, okay, so his day is definitely done. So yeah, that's day done for Thomas Jensen. As I do not have cameras available again to me, so give me just 1 second, guys. It's always great when you have technical difficulties. Alright, we're back. And it was ATVO updating itself during the race, which is great. So anyways, we're back. Track temperature has just gone down 8 degrees to 41. So this all plays into that tire strategy which I've just mentioned.
Even now, Oscar is still winning the championship. In fact, if he stays here, Matt needs to be in front of him to take the championship battle to next week.
Alright, so...
Oscar...
Oh, sorry, go on.
No, if Oscar stays P4, Matt needs to be P2 or P3, or P1 of course, to take it to next week.
So that's your championship situation right now, as I'm looking at Dariano Ricciucci sliding his car around through turn 13 into 14 and 15 now. Remember that we're using a slightly different corner numbering because the Americans can't really number corners and tracks. Apparently Watkins Glen has 11 corners according to the Americans, which is, well, if you look at the track map, it's not really the case. It has clearly more than 11 corners, so that's why we have a different corner numbering for VOR here tonight. But going up the S's again for Doriano, looking back at P2 and P3. And you might even see them come up the crest right there. There they are. As Dan Piazza is trying to make up some ground on Benny Fish, but isn't really closing in that much on the straights. He's not really using push to pass as well. Currently the driver with the most push to pass burned is Matt Hewson with 5 pushes, as well as Dakota DeMate with 5, as Piazza has a look up the inside now on Benny Fish as they're going side by side now through the boot section. Benny Fish defending the inside line, Dan Piazza on the outside line. Should get some better momentum off the corner here. But Benny Fish with a shorter distance pulls just in front on the exit. As Dan once again chooses the outside line with Benny on the inside. Oscar gonna join this battle as well. And Benny Fish holds on to P2 for now as they're still going side by side now up the hill again. As Benny slides around the corner here, off camera corner that is, but Dan Piazza has the inside for the next one right now, side by side still. What a battle for position this is, and Oscar Fredrickson almost got his nose cut off there. But he has to stay patient. Patrick Silvassi in the mix here as well right now. And this might be one of those situations where you might be considering an undercut not too long from now. Look at these guys using the track there.
Benny just run right, just after the bus stop, and see what it takes.
Exactly.
Just now.
Just a small mistake, and it means he loses a position. But Benny is gonna close back in down the straight, but not close enough, unfortunately, to make a move back. So currently,
we've got the first pit stop.
That's correct.
Matt is in the pit.
Matt Houston going to the primaries now, getting rid of these reds. A bit surprising he started on the reds, but he clearly wanted to do something different to the other people around him, which is something that you have to respect as well. Whether it paid off or not is a different story, of course, but going back to the battle for P2 once again. Look at Piazza sliding his car around in turn 13 especially. That corner is off camber, so it's always going to be a bit tricky to keep the car under control. But just look at the steering wheel, how much movement there is. Just those minimal movements are so important to get the car into the right direction and make up lap time as well on the people around you. Let's actually go on board for a complete lap with Dan Piazza here. On the push to pass up the hill through the S's. Turn 2, turn 3 and then turn 4. The final part of the S's down this little straight here. As you can see in the mirrors, Benny Feige closing in. Doesn't seem to be close enough yet into the bus stop. Quick right, left, left, right again, and then back right for turn 9 into turn 10. Which is very important to clip the curb on the inside here. Dan almost did it there, just missed it, but it helps the car rotate quite a bit. Through the corner there. Into the boot and the heel now then. This corner here is really tricky to get the line right. Kind of falls away from you on entry and then goes uphill again in the middle. And we've seen in real life, especially in practice in 2016 and 17 when the IndyCar ran here again. Drivers really struggling with a tailwind into that corner there on that specific day. As Benny Feige almost loses the rear end there. But Dan Piazza pulling away into turn 14 now. And then back down into turn 15 to complete a lap at Watkins Glen. Across the start finish line once again.
Benny and Patrick both going to the pits for now.
Yep. Thank you, Bart. So we've got Benny Feige and Patrick Silvassi in the pits going from the primaries onto the reds. Unless they're doing a two-stop, which I don't think is likely.
It's pretty early.
It is quite early, yes. 13 laps. Well, actually, I think this is right on the fuel window, so I'll find a way again for Benny Feige on the reds. Gotta be careful on cold tires here to not spin the car out, and he rejoins just behind Thomas Geisler, correct, or is it a left car?
I believe it's Kevin.
Yep, that's Kevin just in front of him. So look for Kevin to move out of the way, which he does very nicely indeed here. In the meantime, as Benny is weaving to show his appreciation to Kevin right there. In the meantime, push to pass lighting up for Ricciucci, Piazza and Oscar Fredriksson, so look for them to come into the pits shortly.
Oh man, Patrick almost lost it going out of the bus stop. Oh, I don't know how I don't know how he saved that. Oh.
Let's see if we can bring up a replay from that soon. But first up, pit stops for your race leaders. As Doriano Ricciucci comes into the pits, Dan Piazza stays out one more lap, so he's going to get a point for leading a lap. Oscar Fredriksson comes into the pits as well, though, with 12 laps to go. And the entire top 3 still has 6 pushes of push to pass left. As Oscar pulls into the box. Fuel going in, reds going on. As Ricciucci pulls away, they could have made also in the pits as well as Thomas Geisler, the 2 race for his cars. And Ricciucci rejoins quite comfortably in front of Benny Fish actually. I expected the gap to be a little bit smaller with the undercut, but Ricciucci doing a good job there to stay in the virtual lead here tonight. As remember that he did have about 3 seconds on the rest of the field. It was actually more towards 4 seconds. So the pace clearly right there for Doriano in the 8 car. So of course, once again this week, camera shots provided by Whiplash Media. So go check them out. Their links should be in the description of the live stream. So go check them out on pitstoptv.com/whiplash or on Facebook at Whiplash Media. They've been providing the camera shots for a while now for us to use on VOR for free, pretty much. Which is of course very generous from Andrew to provide them to us. To showcase them to you guys. So if you want them, buy them. They're very great to use. I've actually got a lot of cameras available to me right now, and I don't even know which ones to use. So plenty of options. As Piazza comes out of the pits in his Old Dogs machine. On the red, side by side with Benny Fish up the hill. Going down the back straight. Topping out at 292 kilometers per hour, as we have another battlefield position right there. Oscar Fredriksson and Patrick Silvassi.
Yeah, the gamble for Matt didn't work out, it looks like, because he just lost 2 positions to Dakota and Thomas again after his pit stop.
Yeah, so it doesn't really seem to be going his way, but remember that Matt is on the blacks now versus all the other people around him on the reds. So he should be able to make up some ground towards the end, but last time by, Benny Fish, the fastest lap with a 128.85, which is quite rapid, I have to say. Very good race pace. So going up the S's again. Benny Fish in front of Piazza right now. Piazza's had a lap to warm up his tires, so let's see if Piazza can get close enough this time. Nope. Not close enough yet. As we go through the inner loop again and then into the boot section of Watkins Glen International, which was specifically built for the Indy cars and the sports cars. NASCAR uses the shorter layout, which goes right instead of straight on. As Piazza really closes in a lot in the boot.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting battle for the rest of the race.
Yes, and these guys are battling for P2, so the last 2 positions on the podium. Currently the gap is 2.6 to Ricciucci in front in the 8 car, who is doing an excellent job, by the way, of leading in his debut race in the series. He's one of the other drivers I've heard quite a few good things about. He's a very fast driver, very consistent as well.
He isn't just leading, it's just walking away.
Yeah, exactly. As Thomas Geisler gets by Dakota the main here. Oh, Dakota just spun around. And he has gone into the wall with his rear end too, it seems. As he gets back going again. Let's see what happens. Into turn 13. Not really sure why he went in so slow, but he tried to get on the power there on the exit and just got a little bit of oversteer on the exit. Or maybe even some wheel spin and just looped his car around. So just went on the power too soon. And in the meantime, Oscar Fredriksson has jumped in front of Patrick Silvassi through the pit stops, and he's actually taken the fastest lap of the race as well with a 1:28.7 now. So he's the fastest car on the track.
He kept it off the wall, by the way. Impressive.
Oh, the corner didn't hit the wall. Okay.
No, he didn't.
Alright, battle for position still happening. Benny Fish defending from Dan Piazza here into turn 13. Holds on to the position for now. But these guys are very close together indeed as we go through 14 now into 15, the final corner of the track. To start another lap here at Watkins Glen. We've got 9 laps to go. 8 laps to go this time by. As Fish is defending the inside for turn 1 here. Or he's trying to break the draft, one of the two, but so far so good for Benny.
Oscar's really closing in. Almost a second the last lap.
Yeah, Oscar seems to be right on the pace here, so he's joining this battle. And remember that Oscar is currently on track to take the series title tonight.
I guess he wants to finish it on the podium.
Yeah, that would be a good way to close off the season, at least win the championship that way. Because we've got Auto Club Speedway up next to really close off the season. I was about to say close off the race, but that's still going on.
7 laps to go.
Yep, and we don't really have too many battles on the track apart from this one, so these cars will be the only cars we'll be covering for the next few moments. As Piazza once again getting really close to Fish, but oh, Dan having a look up the inside here, he's gonna stuff his nose in there. Benny goes in deep. As we go side by side up the hill once again. We've seen this a few laps ago. This time it's the other way around with Benny Fish on the inside, still holding on to P2. Beautiful defending so far as they're still going side by side through 14. Oscar on the outside now, and he's gonna pick his moment.
Oscar's coming now.
Yep, and he's right on the back of Piazza there, so in trying to make a move on Fish, Piazza is now put under pressure from Oscar Fredriksson, who's going to try to do a bit of a cutback line, which he does, gets a very nice exit indeed. So let's see what Oscar can do here up the hill. On the push to pass, and they're all on the push to pass actually, except Benny Fish. So let's see what Oscar can do here, gaining speed, gaining to the outside now. I'd say yes he does, as he picks up the slipstream from Benny Fish in front. On the outside into the bus stop, and he has to yield there to Dan Piazza, who holds on to P3. Beautiful bit of racing between these drivers right now, as Benny Fish has got the least of push to passes left compared to the guys around him. Ricciucci has got 5 left, sorry. 2 left for Benny Fish, like I just mentioned. 3 for Piazza, 4 for Fredriksson, and 7 still for Patrick Silvassi. As Piazza is once again on the back of Benny Fish, who is dropping back to about 3.9 now from Doriano Ricciucci in the lead. And Piazza wants to make it a 1-2 on debut for the Old Dogs Racing team. Not sure how old they actually are, but...
I just wanted to say, not bad for the Old Dogs.
Exactly. Let's see if we can even have that on the driver information app. Ooh, he's actually from Monza in Italy, so I think that's near the F1 track. But it doesn't actually show his age, unfortunately.
It's cool to see that Oscar has finally some battles going on.
I didn't want to be the one saying it, but yes, I do agree for sure. As he seems to have dropped back a little bit towards the battle for P3.
Maybe he's saving some tires to go full to the end.
Yeah, that might be the case as well. Of course, we've mentioned the high tire wear here at this track especially. So what you could also do is back off, cool the tires down a little bit, because they might be overheating as well. And try again in a few laps. And really what Oscar I think is just trying to do here right now is trying to put on some pressure on Dan, but not putting on the pressure to really get close to him. So what he's basically trying to do in doing that is make Piazza and Fish drive hard on their tires whilst Oscar is chilling, let's say, behind them. And maybe he can try and overtake them towards the end with a few laps to go. In the meantime though, Sepp Kinder, with the fastest lap of the race a few moments ago, which is actually great. Seb, I know he's a good friend of mine. He doesn't consider himself to be a very good road course racer, but in my opinion, he is a very solid road course racer, and he's showing that right now tonight. He got, well, flat out taken out, quite literally actually, into turn 9, sorry, that was. And still, despite being a lap down, 3 laps down, sorry, he is in P9, and not doing too bad considering the unfortunate incident he has had at the start.
Yeah, just overtook Dakota as well, so he's really... Oh, Thomas has spun.
Oh, yep, he has spun indeed in out of turn 14 into 15. I think he just touched the grass there. I do see some small rear wing damage on his car, so I think he just about clipped the wall.
Whoa, massive tank slapper.
Yep, I'll bring up a replay from that right now. So this is Thomas Geisler out of 14. Oh yes, big tank slapper indeed, and he just hits the wall. It wasn't a hard hit though, but enough to do some sort of damage, which you can see right there on the left side of his rear wing. It's gonna be a busy highlights video, I can tell you guys that much.
That's good.
Exactly, it's great. Oh, Thomas just spins again. He's not got the right downforce on the rear wing, and he just went nose first into the wall, and I think that is going to be day done for him. Yeah, I do see some small suspension damage. So from bad to worse for Thomas Geisler, and that might even promote Sepp Kinder up a position, depending on the severity of Thomas's damage. But 4 laps to go, as Dan Piazza is still on the back of Benny Feech, who is doing an incredible job to hold on to that position. Let's just talk facts here. Benny Feech has been defending all race long, and he's been doing great. He hasn't allowed Dan Piazza, well, he's allowed him some looks, but he hasn't allowed him even one chance to get through, which takes some, let's say, racecraft to keep him behind, which of course we know Dan Piazza how fast he is. We saw that in qualifying in P2 right behind his teammates. So Benny Fee's doing an incredible job to hold on to P2 right now. But he is up 3 positions. The biggest mover right now today though is Matt Houston, up 6 in position 6. So it's not going to be quite enough to take the championship to California next week, but still a great run from Matt, who was out grocery shopping before the race with his wife. So not the optimal preparation for the race here tonight, but really for him it's all about the main race later tonight. So I'm sure that Matt will be happy with whatever position he gets in the championship. Of course, we've got a small payout towards the top 3 in the championship standings at the end of the season, and also a driver setup subscription provided by Majors Garage for the series champions. So that's what's at stake this season, and we're actually quite happy to announce on the broadcast right now. We've got to pull the official announcement, on Twitter still, but Apex Stage Coaching will be returning as title sponsor next season for the Euro Series, which will increase the prize pool to $50 instead of $30 this season, which is great. So I want to thank Isaac for supporting VOR in the way he's been doing over the past year. As Piazza had a bit of a moment out of turn 1 just a moment ago.
Yeah, Oscar as well, he also clapped the cool ass there.
Yeah, so these guys definitely on the limits of the tires, as Piazza just hit 300 kilometers per hour down the straight, which is absolutely rapid. They don't usually pull these speeds that easily. It's usually around 280, 290, but you barely see 300 kilometers per hour, so there's some good speed in this car, and he's trying to get by Benny Feech, but he's not able to get by because Benny has just been defending so well all night long.
Just as you mentioned, it's beautiful to see Benny defending like this. He's really doing a great job for defending like this. Almost all the whole race.
Exactly. He knows exactly where to put his car to not allow Dan through one bit. He's giving him a few peeps, but oh! What's happening to Benny Feech? Does he have to pit? Did he not take enough fuel? Or what's happening to Benny? Oh, he's pitting, yes. Oh no!
Wow. What a shame.
With 2 laps to go, he is gonna have to come into the pits for a splash of fuel. Oh, Oh
What a
my.
shame.
That's very tough. Oh, I don't even know what to say. So that puts Piazza into P2 for a Old Dogs Racing 1-2 currently.
Oh. Yeah, it will put Oscar on the podium. Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, Benny Feach gonna drop down to P6. Dropping from P2 all the way down to P6 after a great drive here tonight in the New York 420 at Watkins Glen. But the race isn't quite over yet though. Dan Piazza out of push to pass with 2 laps to go. Oscar Fredriksson, 2 push to passes left. He's learned from the Indy road course in season 1 of the main series, which was like a year and a half ago at this point, where I passed him with one of my last push to passes across the line to take over P3 in that race, which is one of my better memories from season 1. But that's all about my own stuff at least. But Oscar, on track, quite literally, I'm gonna say this every week, for a series championship here tonight. In the Euro Series, it's been Gavin Sanders in Season 1 and Season 2 of the Platinum IndyCar Series powered by VOR. This season it's become the IndyCar Euro Series by Velocity Racing itself. And we are into the final lap of the race with Doriano Ricciucci leading all the laps but the pit cycles, as he has got a lap car just behind him. But,
Almost 4 seconds.
Yeah, I'm
Impressive.
just going to point it out too. Thanks, Bart. So he's got 4 seconds on his teammate, which is an awesome performance. And these guys definitely setting a new benchmark for Oscar Fredriksson to try and improve on for Season 4. Again, if you want to join in on the fun, sign-ups are open from November 1st. So in about 2 days, you can sign up on Discord. The Discord link is in the description. If you want to tune into the main series race tonight, you can do so on Captain Esports Network on YouTube. And you can also join that series, which will be a $10 entry fee for Season 6, which will be starting on the 8th of January, which is the second of 2 hints I will give about the main series schedule for Season 6. The rest will be provisional. Of course, Long Beach was the race on the 24th of February there, but into the final few corners.
He's really getting close, Oscar, now.
Yeah, Oscar is very close indeed, but I don't think it's going to be quite enough. He doesn't have enough to make anything happen here. So Doriano Ricciucci on series debut for his team Old Dogs Racing from Italy. He's going to come across the line here at Watkins Glen to win the New York 420. Awesome performance right there. He wins by 4.11 seconds over his teammate Dan Piazza, who makes it a 1-2 for the Old Dogs Racing team. Oscar Fredriksson comes home in P3 to take home the series championship in the VOR IndyCar Euro Series powered by Apex Stage Coaching and Majors Garage. Great performance by Oscar all season long. Congratulations to him. Patrick Silvestri comes home in P4. They could have made up 4 positions, finishes in P5. And Matt Houston, despite making the race, falls just short of the championship. Of carrying the championship forward into the final race. But regardless, a great season from Matt. It's been a very impressive season from him. Road course is usually not really his strongest point. It's more or less the ovals that do it for him. So it's a great performance by Matt to even take the championship fight this far. And despite him finishing P2, absolute congratulations to him as well. As I do believe he has locked himself into P2 as well now. So Benny Feach, despite running awesomely in P2 all race long, finishes in P7 after having to take a splash of fuel. Thomas Geisler rounds off the top 8. Rounding off the top 10 are Sepp Kinder and Kevin Stam, who came together in the first lap. And then P11 and P12 are Thomas Jensen and Alfie Moore.
Yeah, what a drive by both Daniel, Dan and Benny. Impressive for the first races. Whoa.
Yeah, very impressive indeed. And they're going side by side here now to show off their performance, which is deserved, of course.
It looked like Dakota got a penalty because he finished P7.
I have no idea what happened there for Dakota then. We'll have to find out after the race. But awesome performance by the Old Dogs Racing team. They haven't had the greatest of races in FIS, the Formula Indy Series. I've heard a few things about that race, which is a league ran by Matt Houston, by the way, and they could have made. But yeah, these two drivers didn't have the best of races that day at Zolder. It was the other day, in fact, on Tuesday. But they make up for it here tonight in the VOR IndyCar Euro Series. And it is a 1-2 for Doriano Ricciucci and Dan Piazza. As I don't think we're gonna see some donuts, unfortunately. But I might have spoken too soon. No, we don't. Okay, unfortunately we don't see any donuts, which is a big shame. But let's cover the race results one final time. Here tonight in the New York 420 at Watkins Glen. Doriano Ricciucci wins in front of his teammate Dan Piazza. It is a 1-2, very impressive drive by the two newcomers in the series. Oscar Fredriksson wins the championship, finishes P3 as well, so congratulations to Oscar on a brilliant season once again. Patrick Silvassi finishes P4 with Matt Houston finishing P5 actually, so yes, the Dakota did get a penalty, I would assume. Benny Fies finishes P6 then at the end in front of Dakota the Maid and Thomas Geisler. It is a good day for Team Racers though in the Team's Championship standings, who will be extending their championship lead over Velocity Online Racing. Seb Kinder finishes P9, Kevin Stam rounds off the top 10 with Thomas Jensen and Alfie Morum finishing 11 and 12 once again. That was your race results. Next week we have the Outer Club Speedway, which will be a very big pack race, so anything can still happen for third position in the championship standings, which is very close. So those positions can still be decided.
Yeah, looking forward to that one as well.
For sure. So anyways, it is time to quickly go to a commercial break, and we'll be right back with your driver interviews for the podium finishers.
Do you struggle to survive around the toughest circuits? Are you fed up of making poor mistakes that end your races? Well, here at Apex Sage Coaching, we will help you reach your full driving potential. Whether it be a road course or an oval, we have a coach that will improve your ability. Over time, we will iron out those mistakes and make you become the driver you wish to be. And soon, you'll be making last lap passes for the win. For more information, reach out to us on Twitter at Apex Sage Coach.
Hello and welcome to another fantastic week of Formula One racing here on SLR. We pride ourselves on delivering top on-track action such as overtakes.
Oh, Danny on the inside. Sorry, Danny on the inside.
And of course, where would we be without some crashes and drama?
Pace around this track.
Oh, and spinning is Canopis. That's his Microlander at the inside. No, Danny.
And lots more. What started out as a fun idea quickly developed and grew into one of the most influential and recognizable online F1 leagues across the F1 platform. Every new season saw more and more big names join the roster, all battling harder and harder to claim the coveted SLR title. This season will be like no other before it. The strongest lineup we have ever seen. Old champions rejoining to battle the new top dogs of SLR. All of the tiers in SLR are fielding their respective strongest to date, with much to fight for and achieve. But if you have come to witness Titans battle Titans, well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Tier 1.
Alright everybody, welcome back here for your post-race show, I guess. We've got driver interviews coming up first. We'll start with second and then first, and then we'll bring in Oscar Fredriksson, which is a suggestion by Bart, so thank you very much Bart for putting that into my mind. But it's time to bring in Dan Piazza first. Dan, you got me, man?
Okay.
Perfect. So it is a second position for you tonight on debut in the series. We saw you mixing it up there with Benny Fies for a very big portion of that race. Just tell us about your battle with him.
Yeah, I say Doriano because to do this race, try to get fun and to relax going in VOR and Watkins Glen, but it was exactly in this way because I can't breathe for all the race. Dory was a fantastic pace, and I was involved in fighting always with Benny, and it was very, very amusing to race here in at Glen, and very, very high fair play of all the drivers I met on the track. So very compliments to all the drivers of this league.
Well, thank you very much for that compliment. I'll pass it on to the guys. But it was a great race to watch. You were actually scaring us for a few moments there as well, going side by side with Benny there. It was very good to watch indeed. Yeah, it was so scary. Sometimes I looked you guys were going to touch, but in the end you guys didn't, which is of course the most important thing. It was a great battle to watch, and of course your teammate did really well as well. So congrats on the 1-2 with your team. Before I let you go, Bart, do you have any questions?
Do we see you next week?
Sorry, my English, I have to excuse me. My English is not so good, so I try to do my best, but not always I understand at the first shot. So please repeat.
Okay, so Bart, go ahead.
Oh no, it's fine. Do we see you next week again?
Yeah.
Right?
Me and Doriano decided to finish and to do the next race. I believe that is also the last races of VOR Championship in Fontana. Yeah, and we are deciding which championship to do when VOR and the FIS, that is the other championship in which we are races. In which championship we race, because I have to say that me and Doriano have discovered a new world racing during the night for IndyCar, not for VOR. Thanks for VOR to let we race at Italian time, European time. But we are very happy for what we have found in IndyCar world.
Well, we're certainly very happy to have you indeed, and we look forward to seeing you again next week. Now, for real though, before I let you go, do you have any people that you want to shout out on your team? Any sponsors or people?
No, we have no sponsor. I want only to congratulate again to the VOR League and to all the work that I see there are behind the organization of these races. So thanks a lot.
Well, thanks for enjoying it, and like I said, we're happy to have you here. So look forward to seeing you next week, man. Congrats.
Okay, for sure.
All right, see you, dude. It was great to talk to him, actually. It was sometimes a little bit difficult to understand, but of course it's great to have some new people in the series. So welcome to Dan in the series. It's time to bring in the race winner, if he is still on Discord, and I do not see him, unfortunately, so that's a big shame. Let's actually fill that spot up with Seb Kinder then, and then we'll bring in Oscar Fredrickson. Hi Seb, I see that you were in the waiting room, so I assumed you wanted an interview.
Yeah. You sure you want to go there, buddy? Beware for a lot of swearing.
Just try to keep it nice, but overall it was quite a disappointing race from your end. We saw the net one incident. Just walk us through your mind there, of course, talking in the nicest way you can.
Okay, first thing, Julian, 3 times. That's the 3rd time in a row on a road course I get taken out. It's really driving me mad. Kevin may be a nice guy and all, and I kind of feel sorry that I'm behaving this way for him, but like he has apologized multiple times, so if you want to hate me, but I'm not accepting his apology because he says I was blinking, but I saw his line even if I wasn't blinking, he was drilling me. Maybe I've broke early, but I usually take it easy for lap 1. That's always what I did, and bam, got drilled.
Yeah, I don't really know what else to add to that. I think that's pretty much what we saw as well. So just an unfortunate day once again for you. It just didn't really go your way. But next week...
Hey, Julian, I'd rather have this bad luck right now than tomorrow evening.
Yeah.
Oh yes, we've got the Indy 500 coming up in the Classic IndyCar series. Yeah.
I already put Bart for so much pain and anxiety already.
Let's not talk about qualifying 2 weeks ago.
Let's not talk about my last attempt.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, next week we go to Auto Club Speedway, which is an oval. So I guess tomorrow you can ride 500 miles and practice for flat-out oval turning left. But tonight you've got the main series coming up. Any expectations going into the main series tonight, or are you just trying out to have fun there? Seb?
Yeah. You wanted me to add something?
Yeah, for tonight. We're ready for tonight.
Oh yeah, sure. Get ready for Watkins and all that.
All right, perfect. Well, anyway.
I mean, you know, it will be a great race. Like strategy, it will be so interesting.
Yeah. So before I let you go, it was a tough race indeed. But any people still you want to shout out?
I mean, you know, I'm going to shout out my sister who still watched the whole event, even if I got taken out. Like, she's the MVP. She is the MVP. Like, she's always cheering me on, even through my lows. So yeah, big shout out to her. Big shout out to also James, my team owner and best friend, because yeah, those two guys, they've been behind me, and I think it's because of that that I never give up. And again, I was so close to park that car, but I just didn't give up. And results, I'm just one spot behind Thomas. Shout out to National Race Network, our primary sponsor, MTWR Loan Company, and Martin Sport. Check out their gear; it's pretty awesome.
All right.
Oh, amazing.
So that's gonna wrap it up for us here for you, Seb. So yeah, I know how disappointing it was, but at least you got another race to try and rebound. So we look forward to seeing you next week at California.
Yeah, best of all on the service, by the way.
Thank you. All right, so it's time to bring in the champion right now for the VOR IndyCar Euro Series Season 3. Oscar Fredrickson, congratulations on the Series Championship, my guy.
Thank you.
Congrats.
So, of course, Season 1 and Season 2 it was Gavin. You guys were going neck and neck for quite a few of those races, but this season it finally swung your way. Just quickly talk us through your season. Of course, we know that you were out in front on most of the road courses this season, but also talk us through the race here tonight. It seemed very competitive from us up here.
Yeah, just overall a really fun season, getting to lead and win a lot, and then coming to this race, just hoping to finish off the championship with maybe a win, and then out of nowhere, Doriano and Dan showed up with just insane pace, and Benny too. So a bit amazed that I was half a second off in quali. Might have to do some extra practice lap before the big race tonight, trying to see if there's any more to find. But still very happy to walk away with a podium. Kind of for free after Benny ran out of fuel, maybe. I don't know what happened to him. But really happy to get the championship.
All right, well, we'll get all the good stuff to you next week when it's all officially official. You know how that goes. So, anyways, we've got Season 4 coming up with a lot of interesting track choices. I know that your baby Red Atlanta isn't on it, but just what are you expecting for Season 4?
I'm expecting a even more competitive season. I talked to Dan and Doriano in the waiting room now, and they said they were gonna be there for the entire season, and they're very fast. So hopefully it can be even more challenging, and I can give it my all to try and defend my title.
All right, perfect. Well, before I let you go and celebrate the championship and maybe even start practicing for the main race, any people or sponsors you want to shout out to?
As always, big shout out to Team VOR, even though I'm like alone in here, and also shout out to Jerry Jodso, who took over as our team boss like a few days ago, and hopefully we can have a good team race tonight and get a good result.
All right, well, that's it then. Go out and celebrate. Don't drink too much, though, because you've got a race coming up. Yeah, go out and celebrate, and we'll talk later. But for now, thanks, and see you later on tonight. And for the viewers, see you next week.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye.
All right, so that's going to wrap it up here. Bart, any closing thoughts about the race tonight and what you might be expecting next week?
Well, yeah, if this race today, if it's anything to look forward to next season, it's going to be an amazing season already. And next week, of course, to top it off this season, whoa. Yeah, thank you for having me in the broadcast booth for the first time.
No problem, man. You did really well. It was Bart's first time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed him up here with me. There's a good chance he will join me again next week. So if you guys didn't, well, too bad. Anyways, jokes aside, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks to all the sponsors, Apex Age Coaching, Majors Garage, and also Slipstream League Racing. We'll play a commercial one final time and we'll go off. So we will see you guys next week for the final race of the season. With the championship already wrapped up, it's going to be another great race to close off the season with. So take care everybody and see you next week.
Do you struggle to survive around the toughest circuits? Are you fed up of making poor mistakes that end your races? Well, here at Apex Sage Coaching, we will help you reach your full driving potential. Whether it be a road course or an oval, we have a coach that will improve your ability. Over time, we will iron out those mistakes and make you become the driver you wish to be. And soon, you'll be making last lap passes for the win. For more information, reach out to us on Twitter at Apex Sage Coach.
Hello and welcome to another fantastic week of Formula One racing here on SLR. We pride ourselves on delivering top on-track action such as overtakes.
Oh, Danny on the inside. Sorry, Danny on the inside.
And of course, where would we be without some crashes and drama?
Pace around this track.
Oh, and spinning is Canopis. That's Microlander up the inside. No, Danny.
And lots more. What started out as a fun idea quickly developed and grew into one of the most influential and recognizable online F1 leagues across the F1 platform. Every new season saw more and more big names join the roster, all battling harder and harder to claim the coveted SLR title. This season will be like no other before it. The strongest lineup we have ever seen. Old champions rejoining to battle the new top dogs of SLR. All of the tiers in SLR are fielding their respective strongest to date, with much to fight for and achieve. But if you have come to witness Titans battle Titans, well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Tier 1.